Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to 2P Press Start. Alright, so I'm back and making Hearthstone videos again. Welcome to another episode of GK Answers Viewer Questions. Man, I gotta come up with a more creative title. But anyhow, once again, here's some gameplay of me running my priest deck, which I dearly love, but this time you're gonna have to forgive the rustiness. It's been quite a while since I've been able to sit down and really play some Hearthstone. But while this footage is running, as the name of the video suggests, I'm gonna be answering some questions I've received by email, private messages, etc. from inquisitive viewers over the last few weeks. So without further ado, let's get right back to answering questions. Alright, question number 1 is from Dave J, and Dave writes, "Welcome back, GK. So happy to see you're putting up top 5 vids again. How was the honeymoon?" Well, it was fan-freaking-tastic. I tell you, I got about 20 versions of this message. This was just the most recent one, so let me just say I really appreciate the support from everyone. I'm so happy that people were looking forward to my return and more Hearthstone top 5 plays videos. I got a ton of well wishes both before and during the honeymoon, and it made me feel pretty damn great about myself, so thanks. The honeymoon itself was amazing. I took my wife down to Disney World in Florida, and we had an absolute blast. We went to all the parks, we did all the rides, we abused the hell out of the Fast Pass system, and we stuffed ourselves full of some amazing food. I even managed to get in some gaming while I was on vacation. Turns out Disney has this combination of a trading card game and scavenger hunt called Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, and it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it, and I had no idea it even existed until I saw a little blurb about it on a Disney bus ride in from the airport. So yeah, the honeymoon was great. It was everything I thought it could be, and now that I'm back, I'm excited to buckle down and get back to a much more regular schedule of posting videos. Alright, moving on to question number 2. Question 2 is from Frankenstein's Doctor, and Frankenstein's Doctor writes, "What's up, GK? I love your top 5s. I think I remember you from the Infinite Crisis beta. Did you get into the Heroes of the Storm alpha yet? So far I'm loving it, and I'd love to be in one of those play with viewers videos with you. If you're not in yet, I hope you will be soon. Any plans to do Heroes videos or maybe a Heroes Top 5 series? I'd definitely check those out if you did." Well, howdy Frankenstein, I did indeed play the Infinite Crisis beta for quite a while, so if I was on your team, I hope I didn't feed too much. No invite for Heroes of the Storm here yet, but I appreciate the vote of confidence. If I do get in, I'll almost certainly be doing some gameplay videos because I'm dying to give the game a try. I mean, you know, test it and make it better and all that good stuff. But I really want to try it. I've definitely been kicking around the idea of a Heroes of the Storm Top 5 series, so if that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below, and you can always help me kickstart that type of series by sending in links to any Heroes of the Storm videos you've seen with great plays in them. And hopefully soon I'll be in there making great plays of my own. Or more likely, some mediocre plays of my own. I really want to try it! And finally, question number 3. Question number 3 is from that guy from that one show, and he writes, "All of your videos I find really well done, even that one Galactic Starfighter video despite me knowing nothing about the game. Anyway, whenever I like a game, I just speculate about things they could do in future patches or sequels, etc. So is there any mechanic, card, hero power, anything you would like to see in Hearthstone? Personally, I would like to see a spell that recharged your hero power. I would also like to ask if you'll be bringing back the Deck Doctor. I really liked that video and would love to see you do more. Thanks for your time and your videos." Well, first of all, thank you for the awesome compliments, guy, and talk about a nice, meaty question for me to dive into. You ought to be a talk show host. Anyhow, the mechanic I'd most like to see added to Hearthstone is the ability to play a limited subset of spells and abilities during your opponent's turn, without first having to cast them as secrets. Basically, what I'm talking about here is the equivalent of Magic the Gathering's instants. In my opinion, having counter magic is a big part of the checks and balances system that keeps a trading card game's metagame healthy. I think Hearthstone's biggest weakness right now is the lack of interaction during your opponent's turn. I suspect the developers knew this was a problem too, which is probably one of the biggest reasons for the inclusion of all those great, wonderful, neat little interactive environments that you've got. The secret system is great and all, but it's just far too easy to play around, in my opinion. I think a lot of the big combos that have been abused and then nerfed throughout the beta would have been much more manageable if players just had the ability to interrupt their opponent's plays and counter or remove key components during the opponent's turn. Now, I don't think this will ever see implementation in the game because it would be such a massive change to how the game works. But I think it's something that would be a great level of strategy and add some complexity to the game. It's one thing to bluff with a secret, it's another thing to bluff with 2 unspent mana and a card in hand that could be absolutely anything. In terms of a mechanic that I'd like to see that wouldn't really require a massive rework of the game system, I'd have to go with a discard mechanic. Again, I think the ability to attack your opponent's hand is one of those mechanics that's really important to have to help keep the metagame healthy. And speaking of healthy, that brings me to your question about the Deck Doctor. And absolutely, there's more from the Deck Doctor coming. I've received quite a few requests for help with various decks since I posted that first Deck Doctor video, and I've been answering most of them privately due to an unfortunate lack of time. But more Deck Doctor videos are definitely on the way. Well, that's it for our second set of viewer questions. Thanks very much to Dave J., Frankenstein's Doctor, and that guy from that one show for your great questions, and you all clearly followed instructions from last episode because all of you included at least one compliment with your question. So thanks, and thank you to everyone else who sent in such great questions and comments and feedback. I appreciate it all. I hope you enjoyed the game, or what little you could see of it under the questions, and I'll be sure to include the Priest deck list in the description if anybody's interested in that. It's a deck that's a lot of fun to play, and it's easily my favorite deck at the moment. If you got any questions you'd like to have answered on a show like this one, there's lots of ways to get them to me. You can email them to me at giantkiller2p@gmail.com. You can send me a PM on Facebook, or Reddit, or YouTube, or you can send me a message on any of the forums where I post about my top 5 plays series. If you want to ask a question anonymously, or if you prefer not to have your question answered in a video, you'd rather have it answered privately, please let me know in your message. Otherwise, I consider just about everything I get to be fair game for future Q&A videos. If you'd like to see more from 2P Press Start, please click on that like button and subscribe to the channel to help us grow. Thank you so much for watching.